or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep, no more. And by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the natural thousand shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis the consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come. When we have shuffled off this mortal coil with giftless pause. There's the respect that calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the poor man's contumely, the pangs of disprized love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes? For who would bear those whips and scorns, when he himself might his quietest make with the bare bodkin? Who would these fardels bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, for whose born traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er the pale cast of thought, and enterprise's great pith and moment. With this regard the currents turn away and lose the name of action.
One of my earliest memories was gazing upon the big, beautiful lake next to my home in Waterhen Lake, First Nation, Saskatchewan. To me, it looked like I could grab a canoe and paddle my way to the ocean and end up in some foreign country if I wanted to. Even during a storm, the water always seemed so still, and somehow the calmness reached my heart through the tears falling from my eyes. Even during winter and the water was frozen, no matter how hard I stomped, I never fell through. Waterhen Lake held me both spiritually and physically. So when I left, there were no more tears left to cry, and my eyes became dry.
I've always been a city girl. Pretty much grew up in Toronto by the beaches where there are beautiful rocks and water. I would always go to the beaches with my friends and family to share stories and laughs and smiles. I'd sometimes go by myself to sit on the rocks and think about life and reflect. I don't live near the beaches anymore. I moved more far north of the city where there's not much beach or water. But I'll still make time to go visit the beaches in my old area.
Where I'm from, there's two rivers that meet. They are the Red and the Assiniboine rivers, meeting at what is called the Forks. Though each lead to a different place, they hold significance to my city. They hold memories and stories for as long as they've existed. They even dictate how to navigate our city and the core downtown. There is a reason why it's called the meeting place after all.
My island home is surrounded by clean, crisp, deep blue waters. Against the shore, the waves ripple in. The water that surrounds my island is protected by our warrior women. I give thanks to the waters down by the shore that cleanses my spirit every year. The waves soothe my soul as they speak to my heart that I am home.
The water swallows the islands on Georgian Bay, leaving freckles of land. The water streaks through the freckles, creating swamps and marshes. I drive back to the city, holding a crystal clear bottle of water. Sunnyside. The beach flooded one year. I grew up with the dinosaurs on the shore, flooded up to their ankles, the stench of sewage. I went in the dark. I watched the waves through a fence. When my sister was born, they buried her placenta on the shore near our house Omasoxing. I'm still a little jealous.
Morning dew, sprinkle, pond, swirl, boil, snowflake, cold, drizzle, ocean, soak, snow,
Breeze,
waves, splashes, drips,
Sea,
river,
sleet,
stream,
tsunami,
showers.
The wind changed direction. Did you feel it? It's lost its fresh scent. Now it comes from deep inside the forest. Warm and thick. Billows in around us. These are dangerous times. Nobody listens to an old woman. I went down to warn the chief at the band office today. I asked him to postpone my grandchild's wedding. I tell him that there are spirits in the air, that the red moon is on its way. And you know what he says to me? He says, Lavinia, you know I will not be swayed by irrational talk. Many $50 words. He says, Lavinia, don't go scaring people. You gotta be more responsible. He says, Lavinia, I'm tired of hearing about this Indian medicine and mumbo jumbo. Says this to me. Fragile old woman. I ought to tear him a new asshole.
You know what he's doing, don't you?
Yes. Lumping me in with that horse's ass, that white man in the woods.
Moron.
I have looked after my people for longer than he's been on this earth. I have helped them find peace when they laid the bottle aside, birthed and healed and guided each and every one of them. I have lived for my people. And that idiot chief casts aside my opinion. But Serena's my daughter. No more lovely child nobody could ask for. But her taste in men? Should have been better off marrying a dog. Those are the ways of the world. Women fall in love with fools, so then they're never disappointed.
Curse him!
I'd love to if I could. I'd curse him with bad skin, bad bowels, and menstrual cramps. But I can't. I love my daughter too much. Besides, everyone has at least one good quality, even Chief Chucklehead. He looks after the forest. You know, when the lumber companies are knocking on the door with their $1 million promises, he holds firm. And because of that, our forests and medicines will always be safe.
Curse him anyway!
Mistress! I brought the balls you asked for. You asked for them?
Good dog.
Yes. You wanted to get them? I got them.
Good boy.
Yeah. You said it. You said it. I did it.
He wants you to pet him?
My legs were not so worn. I would have went with you. Old age caught up to me, hit me in my behind.
You're so old, your face creaks when you smile.
I'm so old I need a can of W-40 to get out of bed in the morning.
You're so old, you've been an old woman longer than you've been a woman.
You're so old that. You're so old that. You're so old that you're old.
Ooh, thank you, Bob Hopeless. I mean, I'm not saying that you're old, but I've seen younger dirt. You're so old that I've seen corpses with more vitality. You're so old that death gave up on you.
What?
Too far?
Tad. Dog, did you see any spirits in the woods?
I smelled strange smells. I saw strange sights. But when I ran towards them, nothing was there. Nothing there.
Must have been like taking a stroll inside your head.
They're there. I heard them singing last night. I only caught glimpses of them dancing between the trees. Spirits and sprites and little people, they were calling my name. If only I wasn't in such a rush to make this journey on the red moon. If only my granddaughter's wedding was not this weekend. If only that fool had listened to me. Maybe I'm being selfish. Maybe I should stay and watch over them.
And wait another 10 years?
50 years of healing bones and broken hearts. You don't soon forget. My people, I will miss them all. And I'll miss you both as well.
Oh, Miss Mark. Oh, Miss Mark.
Suck up.
You're perfectly welcome to come. But you're too independent. And you, I know you've been longing for a little boy with lots of sticks.
A little boy. A little boy. A little boy.
I hope he beats you with them.
And I know Cat will help you find them.
Since when?
You said you would.
You promised. You promised.
There must have been catnip in the room at the time.
Where's it? The red bottle. It's not here. Dog. Did you follow my instructions?
I followed the path you said. The narrow path, past the chokecherry bushes, down towards the river, but not in it. Did not play in the river. Stop by the tree with the largest, thickest branches. The tree that only grows leaves on the west side. I dug beneath the tree. found the hole. I reached into the hole and found the bottles. I picked them up carefully and put them into the basket. And then carried them home. Carried them home.
But think carefully. Did you see the red bottle, smaller than the rest?
I saw it. I'm sure. I put it into the basket with my own two paws.
Well, unless it's invisible, it ain't here.
You put it in the basket. Was it in it when you turned to leave?
Yes.
Did you come straight home?
Yes.
Did you turn your back, even for a second?
They called my name. Dog, over here. They'd say, and I pretended not to hear them. But then they called again. Dog, over here. And I held fast. But then one of them whistled, and you know how I get excited. It's instinct! Instinct!
This was very important medicine.
I failed you! I failed!
Here's a stick you can beat him with.
Bad dog! Bad dog!
I don't blame you. Those spirits, they're wily. They chose carefully. It's the medicine I would have destroyed first. If I wasn't in such a rush, I would have went myself.
It's like I always say, there's no fool like an old fool.
Hush, cats, or I'll turn you into a pair of slippers. Wonder what they're up to. I must warn my daughters.
How can he do that to me? How can she end? Why her? She's not even pretty. Smells like one of Cookham's medicines. Oh, Granny. Why'd you have to go insane this weekend? Could have really used your advice. Hey, Catherine. What do you want?
You.
Well, you can't have me. You ruined our love bond.
No, I haven't. I can still feel it between us.
Boy, don't even try sweet talking me. You cheated on me, and I'll never forgive you.
I didn't cheat.
Yes, you did.
Not in my heart. It wasn't special like it is between you and me.
Then why did you do it?
Because I'm a man, Katri, with a man's instincts. And you know that song, girl? She's a
slut.
Exactly. And when she came on to me, even though I knew it was wrong, I couldn't help myself.
Why not?
I was drunk.
Oh, that is so lame.
What else could it be, Katri? How could anyone in his or her right mind choose someone like Songgirl over someone like you? The most beautiful girl on the Calling Lake Reserve.
Beautiful like a model.
Beautifuler. Everyone says so.
What else do they say?
They say, oh, that Katri, she's like an angel that kicked out of heaven. Hot. People are always asking me, boy, how did someone like you ever end up with someone like Katri?
What do you say?
I tell them the truth. I got lucky. You really say that? Cross my heart, stick a finger in my eye.
I want to believe you, but I feel like if I let you talk your way out of this, we're just gonna go on a whole pattern of negative behavior that can continue for the rest of our relationship. I saw this one episode of Dr. Phil, and there was this woman who ignored her husband's affairs, and it only got worse, and Dr. Phil was like, it's really important to pay attention to the other person and be aware of their pain. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that we now release them on the counseling to get to the root of your self-destructive tendencies, and then after that, we can get off of him, you tramp!
I'm saving his life.
How? By rubbing your breast in his face?
You're such a bitch.
You're fat!
No, you're fat.
How dare you speak like that to the woman I love?
Why are you looking at me like that?
I love you.
Over here.
I know.
Is this for real?
I love you. I love you. I love you. I feel like my heart is exploding with love just for you.
I can't breathe.
No!
I'm serious, come here!
No!
This isn't funny.
Nobody's laughing. That's a laugh of true love.
He doesn't love you. He said so at church. Don't you remember saying that?
Why'd you say that?
I don't know.
Because she's a skank!
She may be a skank. But I love her. You're my skank now.
That's the nicest thing a guy's ever said to me.
Lloyd, what are you doing? We're getting here tomorrow. We have to. Lloyd, you love me. Not even 2 seconds ago you were telling me how much you love me. Don't you remember saying that?
I remember.
See?
I lied.
No, this can't be. This makes no sense. And besides, he's not even smart enough to lie that well.
Cecile was a very different man when he drank. For the first 15 years of our marriage, he was what I considered a work in progress. Anyway, I was hustling the kids out the door when he grabbed me. He had big, strong hands. He literally stopped me in my tracks, started shaking me, yelling at me. The kids were crying. I distinctly remember curling the fingers up of my right hand and swinging as hard as I could for his face. And I hit him directly on the left side of his chin. You tend to pick up a few things being married to a boxer. I knocked him flat on his ass. I don't know if it was the shock of my punching him, the fact that he just didn't see it coming. But he just sat there. I never picked up a barbell in my life, but I spent most of my 20s carrying around a 25-pound deadweight toddler in one arm and a 12-pound squirming baby in the other. So my arms were as toned and strong as any athlete's. I had a good wallop in me. As I took the kids out the door, I still remember him just sitting there, trying to figure out what just happened. The next day he showed up at my sister's. A huge bruise on the side of his chin and a sheepish expression. He knew he'd been a bad boy and I was telling him to get out! When he saw the bruises on my arm, the arm he grabbed, I was wearing a short-sleeved t-shirt. And Cecile was a very strong man. He grabbed me so hard it left bruises. 5 finger-shaped bruises, dark and purple. It was the look on his face. That not only he puts his angry hands on me, but left marks and hurt me. He just, I guess the best word for it would be melt. I saw him melt. He had an uncle who did things like this to his aunt, and he hated his uncle. He just, nothing I could do or say can hurt him as much as being responsible for those bruises. He just stared at them, and I saw his heart break. Breaking your own heart is a lot worse than someone else breaking it for you. Farewell! God knows when we shall meet again. I feel a faint cold thrill through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I shall call them back again to comfort me. Nurse! What shall she do here? My dismal scene. I needs must act alone. Come, Vale. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No, no, this shall forbid it. Lie thou there. What if it be a poison, which the friar suddenly hath ministered to have me dead? Unless in this marriage he should be dishonored, because he married me before to Romeo. I fear it is. And yet methinks it should not, for he hath been tried a holy man. How if, when I'm laid into the tomb, I wake before the time Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not be stifled in the vault, to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there lie strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or if I live, is it not like the very horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of this place, as in a vault, an ancient receptacle, where for the many 100 years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed? Where a bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in the shroud. Or as they say, in some hours of the night spirits resort. Alack, alack, is it not like that I, so early waking with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth, that living mortals hearing them run mad? Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play my forefather's joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage, with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look, methinks I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo, and did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Here's drink. I drink to thee.
I would not be that I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thou tellest me there is murder in mine eye. 'Tis pretty, sure, and very probable that eyes that are the frailest and softest things, who shut their coward gates on autonomies, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now, I do frown on thee with all my heart. And if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. Now counterfeit to swoon. Why now fall down? Or if thou canst not, oh, for shame, for shame. Lie not to say mine eyes are murderers. Show the wound mine eye hath made in thee. Scratch thee but with a pin, and there remains some scar of it. Lean upon a rush the cicatrice, and capable in pressure thy palm some moment keeps. But now mine eyes, which I have darted at thee, hurt thee not, nor I am sure there's no force in eyes that can do hurt. Kids. When my girls were, 3 and 5 probably, I was doing something, baking or dishes or something. And then I suddenly realized they were really quiet. Too quiet. You know what I mean? And then I go looking for them. In the living room, in the bedroom, nothing. And then I go down into the basement, and there's Denise. She has her sister standing naked on a stool. And she's painted her green all over. Hair, skin. And Deborah sees me, and she does this. Shh. We're painting. They live with their dad and his white wife in a nice suburban home. I'm glad in a way, because there's nothing on the reserve, right? Everybody's always hungry. There's no jobs, alcohol. You know what? I think it's a plot. No, really, look. What supplies do we get? White sugar, white flour, and lard. White food. It's killing us. Our people are sick all the time. Maybe it's what they feed us. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the problems we have with alcohol. Maybe they're related. Sure, I would throw out all the white food. Demand healthy food, fruits and vegetables, whole grains. Get rid of all the sugar, all the garbage. I could live without fry bread? Without bannock? No, I don't think I could. Okay. Keep fry bread, but only for special occasions, not every single day.
But for mine own part, my lord, I could be well contented to be there, in the respect of the love I bear your house. He could be contented. Why is he not then? In the respect of the love he bears our house, he shows in this. He loves his own barn better than he loves our house. Let me see some more. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. Why, that's certain. 'Tis dangerous to take a cold, to sleep, to drink. But I tell you, my lord fool, out of this nettle danger we pluck this flower, safety. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. The friends you have named uncertain, the time itself unsorted, and your whole plot too like a counterpoise for so great an opposition. Say you so. Say you so. I say unto you again, you are a shallow, cowardly hind, and you lie. What a lack brain is this? By the Lord, our plot is a good plot as ever was laid. Our friends true and constant, a good plot, good friends and full of expectation. An excellent plot, very good friends. What a pagan rascal is this? Why, my Lord of York commends the plot and the general course of the action. Zounds. Now we're now by this rascal. I could brain him with his lady's fan. Is there not my father, my uncle, and myself, my Lord Edmund Mortimer, my Lord of York, and Owen Glendower? Is there not besides the Douglas? And have I not all their letters, promising to meet me in arms by the 9th of next month? And are they not some of them already sent forward? What a pagan rascal is this? An infidel! You shall see now in very sincerity of fear and cold heart will he to the king, and lay open all our proceedings. Oh, I could divide myself and go to buffets for moving such a dish of skimmed milk with such an honorable action. Hail! Let him tell the king. I am prepared. I will set forward tonight. Honey, I told you, I thoroughly checked on these stories. Now wait till I finish. The trouble with Dame Blanche was that she couldn't put on her act in Laurel anymore. They got wised up after 2 or 3 dates with her, and then they quit. And she goes on to another. The same old act, same old line, same old hooey. But the town was too small for this to go on forever, and as time went by, she became a town character, regarded as not just different, but downright loco, nuts. And for the last year or two, she's been washed up like poison. That's why she's here this summer, putting on all this act, visiting royalty, because she's practically told by the mayor to get out of town. Yes. Did you know there was an army camp near Laurel? And your sister's was one of the places called Out of Bounds. Well, so much for her being such a refined and particular type of girl, which brings us to lie number 2. She's not going back to teach school. In fact, I'm willing to bet you that she never had no idea of returning to Laurel. She didn't resign temporarily from the high school because of her nerves. No, sirree, Bob, she didn't. They kicked her out of that high school before the spring term ended. And I hate to tell you the reason that step was taken. A 17-year-old boy she had gotten mixed up with. The boy's dad learned about it and got in touch with the high school superintendent. Boy, oh boy, I'd like to have been in that office when Dame Blanche was called on the carpet. I'd like to have seen her trying to squirm out of that one. But they had her on the hook good and proper that time, and she knew that the jig was all up. They told her she better move on to some fresh territory. Yep, it was practically a town ordinance passed against her.
You have ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed. And yesternight at supper you suddenly arose and walked about musing and sighing with your arms across. And when I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. I urged you further, then you scratched your head and too impatiently stamped with your foot. Yet I insisted, yet you answered not. But with an angry wafter of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience which seemed too much enkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effect of humor, which sometime hath this hour with every man. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. And could it work so much upon your shape as it hath much prevailed on your condition? I should not know you, Brutus. Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief. Brutus is wise, and were he not in good health, he would embrace the means to come by it. Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the humors of the dank morning? What is Brutus sick? And will he steal out of his wholesome bed to dare the vile contagion of the night and tempt the roomy and unpurging air to add unto his sickness? No. My Brutus, you have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. And upon my knees I charm you by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me, yourself, your half, why you are heavy, and what men tonight have had resort to you. For here have been some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces even from darkness. Within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it accepted that I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself, but as it were in sort or limitation, to keep with you at meals, comfort your bed, and talk to you sometimes? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure. If it be no more, Portia is Brutus' harlot, not his wife. I grant I am a woman, but with all a woman Lord Brutus took to wife. I grant I am a woman, but a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I am no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husbanded? Tell me your counsels, I will not disclose them. I have made strong proof of my constancy here, giving myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh. Can I bear that with patience and not my husband's secrets? I don't compete with God. God competes with himself. Look, I didn't make you people. God did. But there was a design flaw in the creation. He gave you free will. And to balance that out, you were designed to self-correct. But unlike the free will muscle, the self-correct muscle is not a particular favorite of the Homo sapiens. I'd say self-correct falls somewhere between colonoscopy and firing squad on most people's holiday wish lists. At any rate, the truth is, I don't have to actively compete for human souls. I don't have to lull, or flatter, or tempt, or deceive. Because with God at the helm and you people running around wreaking havoc, I'll be honest, I spend most of my time on the sofa, watching 1-hour dramas on HBO. There's a concept, Cunningham, called playing the cards you are dealt. One can either accept that concept, or one can slowly lose one's mind, heart, and soul. I'd like to be more helpful to you here, but really that's what it all comes down to. I'm just a fallen angel trying to keep my dick hard in a monotheistic society. Anything else you want to ask?
The pills were something she started when she miscarried. No. She took some before that. She had a really hard time at home when she was a kid. Her home was really bad. I think a lot of drinking and physical stuff. She doesn't talk about that. Instead, she talks about the sky falling down, people with knives hiding under sofas, monsters, Mormons. Everyone thinks Mormons don't come from homes like that. We aren't supposed to behave that way. But we do. It's not lying or being two-faced. Everyone tries very hard to live up to God's strictures, which are very, I shouldn't be bothering you with this. The failure to measure up hits people very hard. From such a strong desire to be good, they feel very far from goodness when they fail. What scares me is that maybe what I really love in her is the part of her that's furthest from the light, from God's love. Maybe I was drawn to that in the first place, and I'm keeping it alive because I need it. There are things I don't know how well we know ourselves. I mean, what if? I know I married her because she was always wrong. Always doing something wrong. Like one step out of step. In Salt Lake City, that stands out. I never stood out on the outside, but inside, it was hard for me to pass. As someone cheerful and strong, those who love God with an open heart, unclouded by secrets and struggles, are cheerful. God's easy, simple love for them shows in how happy and strong they are. The saints. I wanted to be one of the elect, one of the blessed. You feel you ought to be, that the blemishes are yours by choice, which they aren't. Harbor sorrow, that really deep sorrow. She didn't choose that, but it's there. Banishment? Be merciful, say death. For exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment. There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence, banish it is banished from the world, and world's exile is death. Then banish it is death mistermed. Calling death banished it, thou cuts my head off with a golden axe, and smiles upon the stroke that murders me. 'Tis torture, not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog, and little mouse, every unworthy thing may look on her, but Romeo may not. More validity, more honorable state, more courtship lives in Carrie and flies than Romeo. They may seize on a white wonder of dear Juliet's hand, and steal immortal blessings from her lips, who, even in pure and vested modesty, still blushes, thinking their own kiss is sin. But Romeo may not. He is banished. Flies may do this, but I from this must fly. They are free men, but I am banished. And sayest yet that exile is not death? Hadst thou no poisoned mix, no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banish it to kill me. Banish it. Oh, friar, the damn use that word in hell. Howling attends it. How hast thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professed to mingle me with that word? Banish it.
Gays are not right in the head. It's all residential school and colonization. Rip! Unlovable and unworthy. Rip!
Turn off your porcelain face. I can't really think right now in this place. There's too many colors enough to drive all of us insane. Are you dead? Sometimes I think I'm dead.
Mental abuse
and
control.
Rip! I don't want to fall asleep just yet. My eyes went dark. I don't know where.
Stuck up city Indian. You can tell he grew up in the city. Rip!
Pupils are, but I'll figure out a way to get us out of here.
You're confused. Two-spirit is an English term. It comes from colonization. Rip!
Doesn't know how to communicate. His mind was in a different place.
You think you're better because you got an education? Rip!
Get out of this train wreck. His hair's a mess and he doesn't know who he is yet. We know the stars welcome him with open arms.
Psychological warfare.
Oh.
You can't be in ceremony without a skirt. Rip!
You talk like a white person. Rip!
That's not the traditional way.
Tracing his face, but strangely he feels at home in this place.
Marlon, get your sister. Tay, what a Tuesday. We need the court prep by tonight. Bring your free sister tomorrow.
Hey man, you gonna give me a hand with this? We gotta get this done before he gets back. It's gonna be on me, man. Come on, get over here, you lazy bum.
Well, maybe I should teach you how to fight. No, grandmother's not going to know anything about it. Someone shouldn't be bullied. Logan, brush your teeth and get down to breakfast, please. Thank you.
Oh my God, I love it.
Just do it, yeah.
I just needed a bit of help because my hands have been hurt all day.
Have a nice day.
the machinations, understand the toil of expectations in your mind. Hold me like you never lost your patience. Tell me that you love me more than hate me all the time. And you're still mine. So sparkle if you got 'em, 'cause it's going down. All I ever wanted was you. Let's take a drink of heaven, this can turn around. Let's raise our glass to all the things I've lost on you. Oh, tell me how they lost on you. Oh, just then you could cut me loose. Oh, after everything I've lost on you, is that lost on you? Is that lost on you? Baby, is that lost on you? Is that lost on you? Let's raise our glass to.
What do you want, you little tug-eye?
Shut up, you weent. Why do I have to want something to call my big brother?
Because you got a using problem.
As if, don't say that. Anyways, what are you and Larissa doing this weekend?
Why?
Logan misses his uncle.
Yeah, and Logan's mom wants me to watch him for the weekend because...
Because I got a real hot date.
Ah, who's the unlucky girl?
Her name is Bev, and she's a blessed woman compared to Larissa.
What's that supposed to mean?
Hold on, settle down, I was just joking.
So, when you gonna abandon your kid here?
Thugga, I said I'm bringing him over for the night. Unless you want to come here, save me some gas money.
Nah, that's okay.
Come on. Come visit. There are people that want to see you.
No.
Fine.
Well?
Come on, Jay. Please, please. Just... Fine. Whatever. There's something else I have to talk to you about.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know if you know this already, but Dad's back.
Okay.
And I let him move in with me.
Really? When did this happen?
A couple of weeks ago?
Are you joking?
No?
Are you crazy?
No. Jay, it's not like how you think.
And how is it that I think?
You think Dad's a monster.
He is a monster, Cassandra. You didn't see what he did to Mom because I protected you. I've been protecting you all your life. So listen to me when I tell you that he is crazy.
Jay, it's not like that. I know what I'm doing. He's our father and he needs our help.
What kind of guy does this?
I know what he did, Jay. But that's our problem. That's everybody's goddamn problem around here. Typical Indians just holding on to grudges forever. How are we supposed to move forward if we keep holding on to the past? He wasn't always an asshole, Jay. He did his time. You're just choosing to stay angry and hurt.
This coming from a girl who's been so hurt by men that she chose to be a dyke.
How dare you say that to me? You said you protected me all your life? Well, where were you, Jay, in school when kids would bully me and throw rocks at me, calling me a lesbian? Where were you when Marcus left me 5 months into my pregnancy? You weren't here, Jay. I had to go through that alone. I had to pick myself up and protect myself. You know what? If you weren't being such a scared little bitch all the time, maybe you'd feel better about yourself and you wouldn't have to take it out on Larissa to feel like a big man. You'd also know that you don't choose to be a lesbian, you dumb prick.
Mind your own business. I don't need any relationship advice from a single lesbian mother. Say hi to Logan for me, because I won't be seeing him this weekend.
That was pretty good cornbread for a city restaurant.
So, let me just tell you now, I have a kid. His name is Logan. He's from a previous relationship, and his father's not in the picture anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think it's nice that you have a kid. Would it be rude for me to ask you what happened?
No, not at all. Marcus, Logan's father, he was what everyone else wanted. I had a lot of pressure growing up from my foster family, my friends, everyone, to live a life that just wasn't really mine. I mean, I don't regret it. I have Logan now. And he's the best thing that's ever happened to me. He really put it into perspective for me, that I need to live my life how I want to live it. I'm sorry, I'm totally taking over this conversation. Please, tell me something.
No, not at all. I love to hear you talk. So any special men in your life?
No. Or women.
Oh, so you're a lesbian?
No.
You're bisexual.
No. I'm pansexual.
Oh!
Pansexual is
Sorry.
sorry. No, yeah, sorry. It's a fancy word. Basically, it's just really it just means I love who I love, regardless of how they identify. Is that okay? If it's not, I totally get it. We can.
No, it's fine. I think. I was just thinking. I guess we have something in common. I mean, like the way you feel pressure from your family and community. I go to Longhouse. It's a cultural thing. You know how men are supposed to be with women and blah blah blah.
I totally get it. People putting all these dumb expectations on one another.
Right? Like, what makes a woman a woman? Society uses every arbitrary way to determine the value of a woman. Like, I'm a car or something. You'd think it'd be a pretty simple concept. I say I'm a woman, therefore I am. What's that saying? That famous saying, I think, therefore I am? Honestly, there's no room for what I have to say or think, because everyone else has something to say. Like, I was talking to my grandmother once about a bit of relationship trouble I was having. I went to her for comfort and advice, and after speaking with her for a good 15 minutes and explaining the situation and how I felt, she just looked at me and said, I'm sorry, but you're now a woman. I'm sorry. What? What do you mean now I'm a woman? So you're saying that for the first 21 years of my life at the time, I wasn't a woman? That the ceremony I did, okay, well I didn't finish a woman's ceremony, but at 11 meant nothing? The first time first time I had sex with a man, and got emotionally fucked over with a man, now is the time I should pinpoint as the first step into womanhood. I understood what she was trying to get at. I mean, I've never really dated before, so it was the first time of her hearing this stuff. I could never tell her, but when she said that, I felt totally gutted. How'd it go?
No luck. Some guy wanted to hire me but couldn't because he doesn't have enough work.
That sounds promising.
Yeah, sure.
You just gotta try a little harder.
Yeah, I know.
Something will come along.
I hope so. I'm beginning to get worried we're not going to make rent.
We'll get through this, babe.
I hate being broke. I wanted to take you out somewhere this weekend.
That's okay, I'm just happy being with you.
No, babe. A guy should be able to take his girl out. Logan was going to come over.
Aw, I miss that little munchkin.
Have you been talking to my sister?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want you talking to her about us.
What? Why?
Because I said so.
I hate when you get like this.
Like what?
You get mad and then you go off on me.
Look at this floor. Why don't you pick this shit up?
Is this why you're really mad at me?
Don't try to make me feel sorry for you.
You can't tell me to stop talking to your sister. That's insane. I'm so sick of this controlling.
Where are you gonna go, huh? You gonna go live off a dollar store wage? Well, go then. I don't need you.
Why do you keep on treating me like this?
You're the one leaving.
I love you, Jay, but I can't live like this anymore. You gotta get help.
And if I don't?
Hey, Sego, what are you doing here? I was just picking up a few things before I head home. How have you been? It's been good. That's good. Are you busy? Do you want to grab a coffee or something? No, Actually, I had something to tell you. Look, I know this isn't the right time or place to do this, but I think you're a really amazing woman and confident, and you have amazing wit, and it's really attractive. I think you're intelligent, and you'd make a great partner. But just not for me. Sorry. What? Hold on. Did I do or say something to make you feel this way? Is it because I have a kid? No. Not at all. You're perfect, and the time I spent with you was amazing. But I like you as a friend, and I have to do this properly. I can't be with a woman. Can't or you won't? I can't. It's not right. Right for who, Beverly? Because from the moment I saw you, I knew that this was right. Look, it might feel right, but we know it isn't. It's not part of my longhouse teachings. I have to go. No, hold on. I know what is right for me.
What I also know is that you're letting other people dictate who you can and can't be with. What do you really want, Beth?
I can't be with you and in Longhouse.
Where am I? Where did you take me?
You left.
Did he kill me? Who are you?
I am the one who gets the spirits when they are lost or wander.
So I am dead. I can't believe I let it get this far. I was this close to leaving him!
You have forgotten yourself. A long time ago, I met two young hunters. It was a difficult time for the people. One hunter couldn't resist his urges. He forgot the sacredness that I carried. It didn't end well for him. The other hunter, who honored me, I gave him a medicine bundle to bring to the people. A medicine that would heal their spirits.
I heard this before. My grandmother told me about the white buffalo calf women bringing the ceremonies to the people.
Like the hunter, we can forget the sacredness within ourselves yourselves. You are sacred, granddaughter. You must remember the sacredness that you have within yourself, as you once did.
It feels hopeless. I feel like I'm in a dark hole, and I can't see my way out.
Marissa, no matter how dark it gets, you have light within you. What if I can't do it? You have to find it in yourself. It is not your time.
Hey, young Cree, give us a sip.
Come on, dude, fuck off. I need to be alone.
Fuck off. No one wants to be drinking when they're alone. What, you some kind of alcoholic? Drinking here all alone. That's pretty cliche.
Whatever, dude. Get your own booze.
Oh, come on. If you give me a sip, I promise I'll listen to you. Pretend.
Very funny.
I used to work for the government. Remember to vote conservative.
I don't get it.
Don't worry. Nobody does. How about a sip?
You got a cup?
Sure do.
Well, where is it?
I left it back in my teepee mansion, Jay. I was so in a hurry I forgot about it.
How do you know my name?
You told me.
No, I didn't.
Sure you did. A little blue jay came and see me this morning and said, "Hey, I'm all alone getting drunk. Can you come see me?"
Funny guy.
So how about a sip, you cheapskate? Ooh.
You gonna drink or what?
Settle down, I'm not that easy.
You're not gonna drink, pass it back.
What's got you so blue, Jay?
None of your business. Pass the bottle back.
I wasn't always homeless. I had a wife and 2 kids. Had a hard time living up to my responsibilities. One night I got drunk and got into a fight with my wife. Ended up taking the kids to the reserve. I was only trying to scare her. But I got into a head-on collision and killed my 2 babies. I ended up in jail. When I got out, I wandered town like a ghost. She'd see me around town. I was homeless by then. She'd never speak to me. Then, one day, I was sitting right here, drinking beers, and she just came out of nowhere, like a dream. She sat down right next to me. And we sat in silence for a long time. And I was terrified. All of a sudden, she got up, looked at me, and said, "I think you would have made a good father."
Why would she say that?
I guess she was able to see me as not only as a man that killed her kids,
but as a man that lost his children.
Did she take you back?
No.
Women, they always leave you in the end.
Sometimes we lose what we failed to love, and sometimes we lose it anyway.
Well, then there's no point to love, to family.
No, Jay, you need family. Family's everything.
Hey, what about my booze?
Remember to vote conservative, you dumb prick!
I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling alright. I'm gonna let it all hang out. I feel like a woman.
Tagok Sulta!
Oh, yo, Yanalaje, you missed ceremony.
Oh, yeah, I was at work. And I still came to see you because the wolf visions have been resurfacing again.
Well, if you would have completed those woman ceremonies when you're 11, you wouldn't have this problem. Maybe if you would have came to ceremony.
I have been coming, and I've been praying too to make it go away. I don't know what to do anymore, Sulta.
That is true. You have been coming to Longhouse. And you have been doing what I've been telling you to. Let's see. What is missing? Ah, that wolf is a male seeking you. And you are not seeing it. You need a good Mohawk man. This is what's causing your depression.
That wolf, I feel like he's a part of me. Not on the outside.
No, he's separate. A male seeking you.
What if the wolf was a female?
What are you trying to say? That's crazy. We've been through this before.
Sota, I think I'm falling in love with a woman.
Beverly, you are confused. There are two doors for a reason. The male and female. That's balance. Like night and day, sun and moon.
Exactly. Sun and moon. Both of them help me. Both of them make me. That balance, I have it within me already.
That's not it.
Why not? If it doesn't hurt anyone and it doesn't hurt me, Cassandra makes me happy. And that doesn't sound like the teachings. There's no way that two doors represent only two ways of loving someone. And if creation and our ancestors aren't giving me any signs that I'm doing something wrong, then why is it so wrong?
You're gonna have to choose the longhouse or banishment. Hey, granddaughter, where are you going?
Hello?
Hey, Jay.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Jay?
Just joking.
Hey, Jay. I know you're probably still mad at me since you're not answering your phone. But I just wanted to say that I'm sorry. I shouldn't have acted that way when You're going through a tough time with losing your job, but something's happened. Jay, I need you to come home. I need you here. I need my big brother. Call me when you get this, please. I hope you're okay. Love you.
Cassandra, I'm so sorry. I don't know what was going through my head. You were right the whole time.
I don't have time for this. I'm sorry. My dad's in the hospital. I have to go pick up Logan. I'm sorry.
Cassandra!
Your phone. Thanks. Can you come with me to the hospital?
Yes.
I'm so sick of men and being viewed as a sexual object. It's degrading. The slimy looks and perverse ulterior motives. I can feel it in my stomach, like a virus flu. Men can be so tricky and manipulative. All I see is smiles and a care-like nature. They have something to offer you. Dinner, gifts, an opportunity. But when they don't get what they want, or when they get rejected, it's me who gets labeled a bad person. And I get thrown away by their fragile egos.
Jay? I called you. Did you get my voicemail?
No, I lost my phone. I haven't been here since Dad killed Mom.
Yeah. I still remember when child services took us away.
Nobody wanted to take us in.
Are you coming in?
Is he here? Feels different. Like a home. You're a good mother, Cassandra.
Dad's in the hospital. He's in the ICU.
What happened?
Uncle Jim and some guys beat him up right in front of Logan. Strange, huh? They beat up a man nearly to death in front of his grandson as punishment for killing their sister. Seems very hypocritical.
Where were you?
I was on my way home. They were coming back from school.
If Larissa had brothers, they'd be looking for me too.
What did you do?
I put hands on her. I smacked her around a bit. It was bad, sis. I grabbed her by the throat and I started choking her. It was like there was something inside of me. It felt good and terrible all at once.
The hell, Jay? Is she okay?
I don't know. I hid. I just ran here.
Okay. Okay. Jay, everything's gonna be okay. We'll figure it out.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel all alone. I always have. I'm never gonna get to see her again. I'm never gonna get to hold her and wake up next to her again.
Jake, you've been holding a lot of stuff inside. It's not good. You're doing the best you can. Everyone's just doing the best they can.
She deserves better. She'd be better off without me. Oh! I'm probably gonna go to jail when she reports me.
If you do, we'll figure it out.
I just got so goddamn angry!
Logan is asleep.
Nobody wanted us. I never got anything I needed. All these people needing for me when I have nothing to offer.
You act like you're the only one that's hurting. I was right there with you, Jay. I lost my mother. My father, too. What made it worse is that I lost my brother.
No, you didn't.
Listen to me! All my life, I just heard about you. How everything was about you. The whole world was against you. You need to wake up and recognize that everything that's happening to you right now is because of your own doing. And if you want to make it right, you have to start with yourself. You should go see Dad. I read him a book. He fell asleep. Thank you. Really appreciate it. So, look, I know Longhouse and your teachings are really important to you. I don't want to get in your way. I have a son who really needs me right now and a father in the hospital. I just really don't have time for someone to play games with me.
I never meant to confuse you, Cassandra. It's just that my culture means so much to me, and you mean so much to me too. And sometimes I feel like some people try to use the teachings, twist them for their own agenda.
I don't know what that means.
There are two doors in the Longhouse, one representing female and one representing male. I heard that there were 5 genders accepted at once, but Christianity influenced a lot. And the concept of men being with women and nothing else. I'm constantly pressured that I must keep the bloodline, and that even being with someone who's not Mohawk, there's a shame on that. I'm constantly told I need to find a good Mohawk man. And that there's this pressure on all of us, and it's not outwardly spoken about. But you're right. I'm letting others dictate my life. And why the hell would I do that if it makes me unhappy? If it means I have to leave the woman I love?
Love?
Oh, you love? Well, I mean...
Hey, Mom, it's me, your son, Jay. I haven't been here since we buried you. But I'm here now. You remember in grade 3 when the school told you I had a learning disability? And you let them put me in the special needs class. The other kids called me a retard, a gimp, and they mocked me. I needed you to fight for me. But you don't say nothing. Got a lot on your mind with Dad and all up? Covering up all the lies, covering up all the bruises on my body. 'Cause you knew if they saw me, he'd get in trouble. I had to get him mad so he'd leave Cassandra alone. Being able to protect her was the only thing that really made me feel worthwhile. I wanted you to leave him, but maybe you thought if you loved him enough, he would change and we could be like a family or something. But still, I'm more like him than I know, because when my girlfriend Larissa told me she was going to leave, I grabbed her by the throat and I started choking her. I think it's pretty messed up to say that it felt good. It made me feel good. Like, if I could destroy her, it meant she was mine. So when she said she was going to leave, I kind of feel like I was that little kid again. And maybe, just maybe, if I could destroy her, it meant I got to keep you. I just blame you for it all, and I don't know why. I blame women. I'm like some kind of psycho or something. And I don't know if you did anything wrong. And it feels wrong for me to say that I forgive you, especially after what I've done. But I felt really hurt by it all, you know? So, if you're feeling bad about any of that, I just want you to know that I'm very, really sorry if I did anything wrong. And I forgive you. I'm gonna come home now, okay? I'm gonna do things right. I love you, Mom.
My mom died when I was 8. My dad was in jail. Growing up, my foster mother made sure I knew everything I did was wrong. I remember coming home from a soccer, lacrosse, volleyball game, and she'd just yell at me. Look at your knees. They're all bruised. I told you young girls don't play in rough sports. Dirtying all your clothes. You should wear a dress for once. You're not a boy. I'm not a boy. I just wore what was comfortable, what I liked. What felt right to me. But I guess that was a problem for people. Everyone in my life apparently. I used to be bullied in school. Kids would throw rocks at me and lesbian, lesbian. You're a girl, you should like boys. I do. It's just at the time I fell in love with a girl. My best childhood friend. I never told her that I loved her. Not like that. For such a long time, I really thought there was something wrong with me. Why? Why am I like this? I was so scared that if I didn't change, no one would love me. So I did. I became what everyone else wanted me to be. And then I met Marcus. It took a while, but I really grew to love him. And when I got pregnant, everyone was just so happy for me, and I was so scared. Is this really how I'm going to live my life? Marcus knew. We talked about it, and he understood. And then he left. As hard as it was being alone at that time, Marcus leaving was a gift. It gave me the chance to be who I really wanted to be. Because it wasn't about me anymore. What about Logan?